So to work with replication, it's very important to understand the concept of replication agents. You can check your replication agents within AM by clicking the hammer icon, going down to deployment, and then clicking the replication icon. Now you'll notice three entries: agents on author, agents on publish, and activate tree. So we want to click on agents on author. This represents the replication agents located on your author instance. So click on this link, and now you get to see all the agents on the author instance. So let's click on the default agent. This is the agent that's responsible for replicating from author to publish. You can note that the description underneath this states that it's the agent that replicates to the default publish instance. So by clicking on it, we're able to see different entries. So the first thing to notice is we have a test connection. Now I have both my author instance and my publish instance running. I can click this and it's going to give me information here, and finally at the end it's going to say replication test succeeded. Now that I know my replications are in a working state and they work, I'm ready to replicate. So there's more information I notice about the default agent. By clicking the edit button, we'll bring up a dialog. Notice at the top of the dialog we have various tabs. We have settings, transport, proxy, extended, trigger, and batch. Each tab has a screen that allows you to set different configuration information that's applicable to the default agent. So notice under the settings tab we have various fields. We have the name of the tab, so it's default agent. We have description. First thing to really notice is the retry delay. So by default this is 60,000 milliseconds. We can change that setting if you want to either increase or reduce the time in milliseconds that it takes. Next, notice the log field. By default we have three settings: info, error, and debug. We can select these different values to reflect the different types of information we can log. So by default, notice it's info. So if we cancel out of this and we click on view log, we'll notice that by default all the error information logged to the log file is all at the info setting. So that's recommended setting to keep the log at. Of course, if you want to set to the different options, you're free to do so. Notice under the transport tab we have a URI that specifies the location of the publish server. So in this example, or by default, it's localhost 4503 bin receive. We need to specify the user and password for that instance, and then we have just different fields here. For the information about these different fields, you can consult the documentation, and there's explanation for all of them. So the final thing to note about replication agents is under replication, which is under ETC replication, you can see your different agents. So here under agents.author publish, we can see all the data that we set through the tab in properties of this JCR content node. So for example, look at the retry delay at 60,000. The enabled is true. The log level is info, and so forth. So this is a good concept to be aware of when you're working with replication agents.